You know, he's already felt that once.
Absolutely, it stings for sure. And he put it out there. He said, you know, I want to get a victory this year. Barron onto another one.
Barron now rolling in. Wave number 3, super hollow. He's got the pace. Mamiya makes it again. Driving into a section off the top, and he will just end up going over the handlebars with excitement.
He's a double whammy, right? Because he's got the flow right now, and he's also got the ability. He serves that backdoor pipe as good as anyone out here. And he's in a really good rhythm. He's making smart decisions tactically. He got that paddle battle over Leo, which is really tough to do. And then set waves are coming right to him. But that was super deep, a couple of huge pumps over the racetrack right there, all the way through eights. That maneuver didn't matter if he made it
A momentum shift of energy. Leo now taking this wave up and under. Still traveling. He's holding his line well. The Italian needs to make this thing, and he does it. What a turnaround we're seeing from Leo Fioravanti after a severe combination against him. He's letting out the passion now. One more look here. Jesse, your thoughts?
I think what was so impressive on this wave started very slow, and there's kind of a gap in between that section and the first one, and most of the people would have came out of that and popped up in front of the wave and read into the second one, but he kept himself covered the whole time, and actually his whole board was covered as well, and he finished it off very strong with 2 massive turns.
Yeah, looking into the barrel is very cool because you get to see Leo's technique while he touched the foam ball there. That's always a good sign. But I really want to see an angle from the beach and from the judge's angle, like from in front, because that's going to show the height of the wave. The one word we always like to say is how critical was the wave. And right here, he did have to slow down. That doesn't make the judges always super happy, but he got really deep. So that's where the criticalness comes from. He touched the foam ball not once, but I think twice in this barrel. So, ooh, yeah, this is going to be really close to Barron's 9.8.
Massive comeback for Leo Fioravanti, just chasing a 9.11.
Yeah, Leo, this is, again, one wave at a time. You need to get, at least into excellent range. 8.5 would be nice. That gives him something to really work on there. So let's take a deep look at it here. Nice stalled there, a couple pumps, so he's very deep a couple times. He's going to need to break through, again, that 8-point ride. What do you think, Jesse?
A longer barrel for sure than the 8.1 ride, 1.7, just maybe lacked a little bit of the criticalness that Barron had on that way, 8.117. But I think that
taking on Leonardo Fioravanti from Rome, Italy, pulling up and under. Mamiya! Oh my goodness gracious. Let's go. Breaking down the paddle battle. What'd you see here, Ross?
Well, they're scrapping around, and Barron sort of gave way as far as the shoulder to the left. But I think Leo flinched first, and he said, okay, you go. And that's the advantage that Barron has. Barron has the ability to improvise.
Meanwhile, Leo Fioravanti tucks in, comes through, and there is the exit for Fioravanti.
he maximized that too.
That was a small too, but he was there forever.
Yeah, stalling with that right hand as hard as he could. I mean, he's shoving all his arm in the wall there. Then the whole ride he stalled. So he just camped out in there for sure. Love the angle right here. Stall, look at that right hand grabbing the wall the entire ride. Yeah. So staying behind the curtain, adding those precious points. Going to be probably close to another excellent score. Oh. Even though the wave's 4 feet.
Yeah.
That's a great barrel.
And the barrel's so long, he should pay rent. He's just squatting in there.
Right there, you know for a fact, like a little bit before that he was coming up.
Something the set coming through. Let's see if Leo's going to use it. Oh, yeah, he's going to use priority right now. Looking back door, Leo Fioravanti. Little airdrop there. Double arm bar in the barrel, second section, and that's what Fioravanti was waiting for. Nice carve after that. Fioravanti looking down the line, bangs it on the lip there, and that will be a lead change in a big way towards the Italian. Here's a replay, Jesse.
What catches my attention on this, like so many surfers could, because of how much energy and how late he was for that takeoff, so many surfers let the board go too far and they kind of do a long extended bottom turn and get a little bit ahead of the barrel, and he was able to stomp on the brakes as soon as he lands it right there. He puts both of his hands on the water, slows himself down, gets as deep as you can on that section right there, goes over the fumble, stalls once again and comes out clean. That was as good as you could read that wave.
Wow, really well done too. And I like these last two maneuvers too. This one right here is a pure zap, that second turn. Again, just like Barron's left, this wave dropped out. And that's going to really make the judges happy because that wave has some consequence, right? It's shallow. That wave had really a square shape to it. But I love these 2 turns. Nice little carb there. Sharp eye surfboard looking really spicy. This is a Krakatoa east of Java right there. A lot of zap on that turn. Little head flick, but I liked it.
I don't think it's going up like to the excellent range that they already got in this heat. I don't think it's worth it even trying, in my opinion.
Barron pulls in pipe. Spits out!
Yeah.
This guy. And why not in air?
I was just going to say, if it's a combo, that's a different story. Small scoring heat and he ended up winning. But yeah, with the conditions we have on hand right now.
What do you think this worth, Jesse?
I mean, that was just... I mean, it's a way smaller version of the barrel he had yesterday, right? Like, just very late on the takeoff. As you're going to see it, the wave's already tapering in front of him, and he's still paddling for the wave. Just as deep as you can get, and if you landed that, it would have been the best combo of the event so far.
And then Barron here, Ross.
Yeah, that was a little more gutter balled out right there. That's a classic backdoor cave for Barron. He's in such a good flow right now. We talk about that a lot. And, you know, he's in a good rhythm. He fought for the inside position, got a nugget, and then this was just a bigger version of it. So judges love that when there's a wave of consequences, especially on a day like today where a lot of the waves are fluffy and fun. That one had some drama.
I love it. You called it a gutter ball. You can see it bedazzled with the gleaming sun coming off of there, disappearing out for Barron. Mamiya reappears through the white curtain, and that is excellent surfing.
I mean, this is a dreamy scenario for Italo. That's as good as a backside wave you can ask for out here at backdoor. The whole time the wave had the same pace throughout the whole wave, and all he was doing is keeping a straight line and slowing himself down and letting the legs go from the water. So that was a beautiful ride for him, but even better wave selection. As you're going to see right here, the wave just stretches out, stays wide and open, and with the same pace. If he puts his leg on the wall, slows himself down, lets it go once again, and then puts it back once again, see it right there, and then he's going to let it go once again just to come out very clean. So beautiful execution for Italo.
Yeah, he did a really good job at even shuffling his feet up towards the nose of his surfboard. So very relaxed Italo. He got sort of a narrow stance. We know how Italo likes to do airs. He's pretty wide. Right there, he's wide. And watch his knees. They come together. He shuffles forward, leans the knee down and slow down, and then shuffles forward again. It gets real narrow. So looking loose out there. Have you guys ever seen Italo kick out of a wave early? Like
No.
that guy will squeeze blood out of a rock. He is so fun.
Yeah, he doesn't need to do this at the end, but he does it. That's just for fun.
One last move.
Yeah.
Wait, on that point, Katie looks like she's going to take off here.
Katie, nice takeoff, pulls in, controls it. It's stretching out for Simmers on the reef and makes it. Lays down the rail, aggressive, carved with the grab rail. How cool was that? Katie Simmers, wave number 2. Gets the lead back from Molly Picklum.
Let's have a look here. She's just so late, straight up underneath. And then just the ability to be like, okay, this wave's going to, she had the late drop, super critical, and backs it up with that beautiful down carve, grabs the rail from the channel now. I mean, she's deep here. She had to change that line, really pumping down the line. For me, I personally love the way she finished it off. That's the best, probably big down rail carve we've seen. She grabs the rail, absolutely buries it, complete control. This is going to be a really, really big score. I mean, look at that line from above. It's just super beautiful to watch. And then, once again, I mean, you can see here she has to weave at least a couple of times, really shifts that weight forward. But for me, this is my favourite part. The barrel was good, but I don't know what it is. Something about a grab rail carve that they're sort of traditional surfers.
Tyler, that looked like a really good time out there.
It was. You know, it's hard to get waves. Yes. Honestly, it's so fun. This is like a full shootout this heat as well. So
From Maui. So now starting this one from round 1 into the final as we look at Molly's wave.
Oh, she had to answer back, and she did in a big way. This thing was an absolute traveller, and I just can't wait to see where this goes. I mean, she had to pump a few times. She drags there at the start to get pretty deep, and then you can see the double arm drag, and then here, I mean, fully slotted, right? That board is completely covered. You don't see the nose, lays it on the rail there, I mean, this is a great answer back to Katie's wave, and this is the kind of showdown you want between these two rivals. I mean, wow, such good positioning from Molly, just from the takeoff, really. I mean, she feels it too, but we've got a really good heat on our hands now.
Love the frame up of that.
So seamless, so beautiful, and so stylish to watch. Just a real different take on them surfing different lines, and I mean, the scores are coming. The drop for me was where it was at, and you know, the judges disadvantage. Here we go. We see Tyler
Wright locking in. Nice clean rail work on the takeoff. So much speed, really deep on this racetrack, and look at that feeling from Tyler Wright. She just looks at the panel and enjoys her job today.
It's going to be a seriously good wave, and this was a seriously good wave. I mean, beautiful bowled out backdoor wave. She's so deep here. She pumps through that barrel. She should change her line a few times. She knows. The body language is right there. And that is going to be a really big score. Just look how oily and glassy this is right now. The conditions are absolutely beautiful. You can see she starts to pump on the gas here. Shifts that weight up to the front of her board. Fully covered right now. I'd say, wow, I mean, this is going to be a really good score. It's going to make things really difficult for Lakey.
A restaurant in Brazil and just serve goat because they are filleting Kelly with the family.
Here's
They should.
Gouveia, second wave of the set. Yanks up on the sharp eye surfboard. Takes the low line, high line, and again just busts through the door to get out of that backhand barrel. Looking to improve upon a 4.83.
If you're thinking about it, obviously, if Kelly didn't come out, Ian on his backhand most likely wouldn't as well. And this was just a beautiful, perfect backdoor. It did clamp as well, and he muscled through it. Beautiful work from Ian right there. He's going to apply a lot of pressure on Kelly Slater.
It was an exciting wave because he actually grabbed his rail and pumped. So he knew that he had to step on the gas, and then he broke through that chandelier at Ains. It was also a little further
to look to improve on a 6. He's got the lead. Italo needs an answer. Difficult takeoff up and under.
Wow.
He's got a solid hold on that rail. That's Timmy Patterson.
What a heat.
These guys are going blow for blow. Got lead changes. There's some passion. Coach of Italo.
Whoa, he's got shove hits on the end.
And now
Switch
he's going
foot.
switch.
Finish.
Oh my
Wow.
goodness, we're seeing it all today.
Entertainment.
I love the stare, the posture, the energy that Italo brings to the tour. How good is this, Ross?
So sick. You know, the way it's actually turned up just now, obviously. Everyone lit up. There's a huge Brazilian contingency down here. They're all fired up, raising giant flags. It's pretty cool. Good energy.
Love it, Ross, as we see this go to switch dance for Italo. Something he's been showing us for all. Oh, the shove it first, and then he still slams it.
Oh, I don't really surf this way so well.
Look at that. You could do that switch? That's insane.
It's a crazy.
You know?
Hey, come on, partner.
Ray knows. Loving it.
He knows like a 5's not going to do it.
Now locking in, late takeoff, Kelly Slater deep in back door and gets blown out. Unbelievable approach. Big, tall wave. And he had to really work on this type of courage.
What a drop. I mean, getting under the hood on that thing, that was intense.
That's where the score is going to come from. That drop that took a ton of commitment. Judges love that word, commitment, and nice, fun, smoother ride here from Kunoa Igarashi. This is a two-wave set. Again, the waves are really perfect right now, but Kelly, that was a...
You can't really compare Kelly to other sports sometimes with just how much he's accomplished, even in the late 40s and early 50s, as we see Ian Gouveia just with a little giddy-up series of pumps and drives and a beautiful claim to let out some emotion. And why not? Pipes firing, you're back on tour, and you've got a solid lead over Al Cleland.
Somebody tell him there's 3 minutes left. Like a big decal on the bottom of his board to give him a little extra speed, which is very unique. You know, not many pro surfers on tour are looking for those kind of fun accessories, but Ian looked for something, and I must say, it helped there. Best claim of the day so far.
Well, I mean, he's really deep, actually. And like when you look at we were looking from the angle, and you couldn't see him for a second looking into it almost. So that was a really deep barrel, which we love to see. This is the judges' angle, Ross.
Probably would have done well with a quad too. This has got quad written all over it. But yeah, that is super deep, long barrel. Again, the judges, they love big waves, but if you can get technically deep in the barrel, that shows a lot of skill. And the judges usually fall for it head over heels, and they did.
I mean, and also you got to look at, like, there's been some really big waves before that, so was kind of, you know, judging the size of that wave was actually.
He dropped that 4, and, you know, we crossed to Ross. He was in the channel, and he goes, you know what, I think that's what he needed just to build on his confidence. And once he made that one, as we see John out the back.
Big backdoor barrel. John in a cave comes through there, and the challenge is on. What an answer back from John Florence. That set the beach on fire, and we are going to have some big numbers between John Florence and Barron Mamiya. Let's take another look at this.
This thing was an absolute cavern. I mean, he absolutely got coned on it. It was big, it was hollow, it was long, he had travel time. I mean, look, John...
See, there's a little, he gets that deep hit, really beautiful pumping it. You have to get out of that thing, because you get that got a channel between backdoor and off the wall, and he reached. Is
this another 10?
I wouldn't be surprised.
Let's see what the judges have got to say. I mean, it's extraordinary timing.
How often do you see John with this much emotion, right?
Yeah, that's right. Rarely claims.
That's exactly right. And for me, you can see here the travel time, the distance. He actually, from the drone angle, you could see he was on the foam ball for a second. The deeper you are, obviously, the more you're on that foam ball, the higher the score. That wave was thick. It had size to it. And just, look, instantly the emotion from John tells me.
You see Miguel, like the way he approached that last wave with such finesse. And right underneath the peak, and who we got here?
Oh, dropping in, pulling up. Oh, and that is the answer for the prodigy, Barron Mamiya, in his matchup flick.
That's the kicker right there, straight up.
I mean, this wave of Barron, I mean, how late can you possibly be?
Critical, just airdrop that thing. Just knew exactly what was going to happen with the way the board fell onto its rail and his heels. You know, he's really forward over that front foot, and look at him, so happy. Watch this. Critical to the feet. Just pulling up on that rail perfectly, eyeing off the end of the barrel. Just that vision from that point of view, like for Barron. Look what, you know, the evolution of surfing here at Pirate Spin.
That's what I was going to ask you about. The evolution, and give your insight on the evolution of backhand barrel riding at Pipeline.
Well, it was seen as a real, you know, like, it was a
handicap in a way.
Handicap.
He was looking for this thing to open up, Jesse.
I mean, I think I should live this much, Jeremy, because he's got waves like this before. I've never did. So just tell us how sketchy to take off on a wave like that at backdoor, how big that wave was.
You know what? That's as big of a backdoor wave can be ridden. You know, and then only someone like Jack, a few guys actually, you know, a few pipe chargers, few backdoor chargers. There's not many people that can actually ride a gnarly, big backdoor wave like that. And I mean, that's what we expect from Jack Robinson. You know, it's nothing. It's crazy. Look at his drop. Like, it doesn't get as gnarly. I mean, this is as good as it gets. This is going to be a huge score. So this heat is looking to go insane. It's crazy.
What a feeling for Jack Robinson.
That little sandbag too, as we see Al.
Junior, Al Cleland in a cave, and he comes out roaring. Second section for Al, and he comes out of that second section. Viva Mexico, there we go. Al Cleland Jr., give it up. We talked about the dark horse. He came out firing.
Are you kidding me? That thing was insane for me. That was probably one of the best waves ridden today. Look at the emotion right now. Of course you're going to be feeling it. This was impeccable. So late, under the lip. Big cavern comes out of that. You think it's over? Oh, no, I'm committing to this last section. Oh. And then as late as you can possibly be, comes flying out. I mean, this was textbook. I mean, and also, this was a lesson in courage.
Yeah.
And having, you know...
That second section.
Exactly.
Had no water.
Exactly what Ross said. Cowboy mentality right here. Up under the lip. I just love that style of the straight leg up underneath the lip. It just looks so beautiful to watch. And then this section here, I mean, what are you doing? There's only a few people in the world that are going to actually commit to a thing like that. Oh, that was spectacular. It was so beautiful to watch. And I love it. You know what that's also going to do? That performance right there, historically, is a...
More waves on the way, locking in, pulling up and under, a cave for Joe Vaughan. Welcome to the Dream Tour, kid.
I think he gave a little claim there as he was kicking out. He is so amped up. Beautiful barrel there from Joel. Interesting score to contrast with Jordy Smith. Jordy got an 8-point ride on that backdoor wave, which was quite a bit smaller. It was a dream wave. It was a perfect wave backdoor, but this is really tough. That requires a lot of guts, a lot of skill to navigate that late backside drop, drag.
The results haven't always matched how good he's gotten out here, but look at this. During that catch-up, he got drained at backdoor.
That is such a fun wave at backdoor. Some waves at backdoor are sketchy and kind of gnarly on the end, but that one was just perfect, nice and wide open. Jordy did a good job getting super deep, so he took his time paddling and then got really drained. Beautiful. This is what Jordy's known for. He's a big guy. I think he's about, is he 6'2"?
1 minute remaining. Going to be hard for him to reposition. Scratching into this one, Leo Fioravanti. Fioravanti pulls up, pulls in, and gets through. Leo Fioravanti on a huge backdoor wave. Well done for the Italian. Bravo.
In the 40 club as the oldest in the NFL.
Wow.
Waves on the way, 2 minutes to go.
Well, that's interesting. Okay, Kelly. Wow, look at this wave, man. Maximize the thing. Oh. He's kind of letting the door open right now because he's going to get a score, obviously, but not sure it's going to be that much higher of a score. So I think the door's still open for Rio.
It's coming in now. It's coming in at an 8-point ride. Let's see what happened here.
I better shut up now.
I mean, I'm in agreement with you, Jeremy. That was a beautiful wave.
This is Ian Gentil looking pipe. Gentil sweeps down the face, pulls up, holds onto the rail, comes through a cavern. The waves are starting to turn on right now, Flair.
Oh, it's so exciting. It's so good. I love it when there's good surf with the best surfers in the world because it just makes it so fun to watch. It makes it so fun to call. Yeah, let's look at this one. I mean, straight away, just aesthetically, the red board against the blue ocean just looks so beautiful to me. But just the takeoff, it's just that classic pipe wave that you look at, right? I mean, let's have a closer look here. So just straight to grabbing that rail, that front arm drag. And you can see that tiny little minute adjustment that he had hand on the rail, similar to what we saw John do, not as, distinct, but he took that confidence that he got from that 4-point ride and put it to use at backdoor. Look at this thing, so deep, drives through this, one of the longest barrels we've seen today, out with the spit. And you can see the confidence is right there. And this was one of those ones that just snuck underneath. It hit that inside ledge perfectly. Such a good read on this one. That's got to feel so good.
Oh, one more time. Toledo, just great technique, perfect placement.
Oh, perfect placement. And you can see how deep he is. Just not being able to see the nose of the board completely just demonstrates how deep he was in that barrel.
That straight on angle is the one right there. And that's the one that the judges saw. And that's the one that the judges have given a big score to for Filipe Toledo.
John's got priority. 3-time world champ locking in, just sliding beautifully, holding his line, coming out before the closeout. Unbelievable timing. You're witnessing one of the best backhand tube riders on the planet.
I'm not sure, but I think there was a little bit earlier, but he slows himself down on the paddle, lets the wave run a little bit in front of him, and then he starts to put on the gas pedal. So that was beautiful reading from him. And he's gonna probably disappear right here. Yeah, he disappears from the angle that we had, but that was such a deep wave. You're gonna see the spit coming out with all the energy off the barrel coming out, and he somehow squeezes in on that inside rail on his toes, which is very critical to do.
It's just so fun to watch. I think, looking at this wave prior to his last one, right? And one thing he's not giving Jackson an inch, you know what I mean? It was at this point he's got 2 excellent scores.
It's not easy to find that wave and not think that John's not going to better his 5-point ride.
This thing cupping out nicely in total control. John pulls up and under with his head down, lets go of the rail. But you could tell, he always makes it look easy, but there's a lot of energy off that inside rail in the face.
It's just, I think you got the veteran in John, and then you got Jackson. Jackson really needs to just settle in, It's now they have priority. and he needs to try get priority off of John if he wants to get back into this. But I think John just put another big score up on the board right here, and like just that technical tube riding, you know, his positioning, Jesse called it, you know, it's like he took off not too deep, just right in the sweet spot, almost purposely like airdrops a little bit, and then just right there, that little pump, it was like he was guaranteed coming out. But positioning, insane.
It's so cool when you get to see so many angles of this, because that pump made the difference in the world with the foam ball right behind him, Jesse.
And that's the problem. It's easy to do that pump when it's a 3-foot wave, but not an 8-foot wave out of pipeline. You know, with all that lerp, kind of like a backwash. It felt like it was the second or third wave of the set. So
I don't think he's ever affected about not having priority, knowing this reef so well. Look at him getting a start. Absolutely shacked and gets spit out. Unbelievable how he can work the system with non-priority.
As you're going to see right here, as he's paddling, the wave is almost breaking on top of him, and that first pump he's going to drive through that section, just be in front of the foam ball and coming out clean. And that's a very average wave, and he turned into a decent score, or actually a good score to it.
How do you break down the approach, Joel?
Yeah, you know, like Jesse said, John's positioning out here is second to none, you know, and obviously we all know there's a lot of sand on the reef right now, and for him, for the rest of the heat to not look at that wave, and John be in the perfect position to probably get the best wave of the day was pretty insane. And that's what John does, you know, he's been doing this for a very long time, and he knows exactly what he's looking for before he even goes out there.
Just never gets old, does it? The thousands of barrels he's had out here in his backyard.
Here we go. Katie Simmers pulls in. Drainer, second section for Simmers. And she looks like she wants to turn the heat on and turn the heat for herself. She gets the finish, and she's going to do just that. And there it is. Katie Simmers strikes back in a big, big wave.
It set her a little bit deeper. She kind of took off and identified down the line that the wave was going to stretch out. Beautiful barrel. And just finished it off very strong. That closeout that she felt on the wave before, obviously smaller wave, but she did hit that lip line very strongly, and that's going to be a beautiful score for her.
Well, she needs a 6.24, Ross, on this ride that we're watching right here. Do you think she got it?
Yeah, it's going to be close. I wouldn't be surprised if she gets it. It wasn't the deepest barrel, but it was a critical drop. And of these little extras, the last two maneuvers, check snap, close out reentry right on a sandbar. This is a beautiful little hit right here, nice and clean. It's going to really help her. So even if she doesn't go all the way to the score she needs, she's not going to need a whole lot for a backup score. So.
And now lining up a big hollow pit, Bella Nichols. How you feeling?
Now she knows.
Like today.
She's deep. What's
Chicken
this?
skin type moment.
Such a cool one. Yeah. Good on you, Bella.
How good. How good. She's
Watch
super
this
deep.
angle. Hey, Flick, sorry.
No. She's so deep in the barrel. And that barrel stayed so open the whole way, too. There wasn't much foam. It was just this beautiful backdoor wave, and just looks so good from that angle. You can really see how much sand's actually on the reef. Generally there from that drone shot, you'd usually see a lot of reef and whatever, but I mean, look how deep. You can't see the nose of the board at all. I mean, she is right back there. Judges are going to take that into consideration. Obviously, when you're scoring a barrel, you want to be as deep as you can. So,
welcome back to the Lexus Pipe Pro presented by YETI as Jack Robinson finds a cavern and finds an exit. Bravo. Paddle battle on the way back out.
Super impressive every day. And Jack, yeah, he's such a magic man out here. He just reads the reef and reads these little peaks so well. He's always as deep as you could possibly be, and just magically rides over those foam balls just like, I don't know. He's